Hey folks, Turbine Guy coming back at you. Now today, the Turbine Guy is actually at the scene of a crime. A criminal activity was going on when a local businessman stepped in and saved the day. And you are not going to believe this story. Right, well here we are up behind the McDonald's in Long Lake with Travis at his business, as you can see behind me, Epic Granite. All right, Travis, well this is your company, Epic Granite, and how long have you been here?
9 years.
9 years, and you've built your company up to something successful, I hear.
Yeah, and it's a big part due to this community. I came in here, I had one bay and we were cutting by hand, and after 9 years we got a water jet and a CNC router.
All right, but that's not what we're here to talk about right now, is it?
But no.
From what I understand, middle of the night the other night, or a week ago, whatever,
Yes.
your dog was throwing a fit.
Yep, right there. So I was in there after a long night of working, and I was resting because I got back at like 10 o'clock and I accidentally fell asleep, right? Anyways, at 4 in the morning, he starts barking at the door, so I run down here. And I see a car right there. And I'm like, something's wrong. I open that door, that's when I see the guy's got all my tools loaded, and my neighbor's tools loaded into his sedan.
Ready to go.
Ready to go, yeah, he had it all figured out, yep.
And you would have had no idea.
Oh, it would have been terrible if he would have got away with my tools. He had all my install stuff in there, and he had parts of tools that, like, I have the other parts in there that I wouldn't be able to get back. Oh yeah, I'm so glad I was here.
Well, here we are with the neighbor Micah, who could very well have lost his livelihood that day. Let's see what Micah's got to say.
He had over $1,000 of material taken out of my big truck here, and he was going to make off with it. And Travis foiled that robbery, and I'm grateful for that because that was a lot of money.
Well,
That's how I make money.
How does it feel to have a neighbor that doesn't just look out for himself, but's looking out for the community with something like this?
Oh, I love Travis. I've known him for 10 years, and I've done work with him. He's a good guy. I like him. That was just unbelievable. It was truly great.
When you came down, your dog alerted you.
Yes.
You reacted.
Yeah, so I opened the door, and the first thought is, I know for sure that car is not supposed to be here. So I opened the door, and he was busy in the truck loading more tools. I run in his car, I took his keys, and then out of the ignition, and then he confronted me. And
you actually went in his car and grabbed his keys.
Yeah, and I looked at him, I said, "You're going to jail."
Really?
Oh yeah, and he's like, no. And as I told him he was going to jail, and I just want to be clear about this, I assessed who he was. He was a 45 to 50-year-old man, and the first thought in my head was like, I just got done working, why aren't you just out working, making money instead of stealing my tools? And the fact that he was older, I was like, oh yes, this guy's a predator on car thief, whatever you want to call him, and he's got to go to jail.
What gets me, and I bet is going to get you too, this was actually a local guy,
Yes.
and we're going to see in the video I'm going to show here,
Yeah.
perusing the local area, looking at what local businesses he could rip off for his nefarious means.
Yeah, I'm so glad he chose me, because the thought of him going to one of my neighbors, that's what put him in jail. I was really concerned about him continuing whatever the hell he had going on.
Well, taking advantage of everybody in his community.
So I came out of the car, and I was so alarmed by seeing this car in my place. I took his keys out, and then he's running around going in the truck. He's like really panicked, and then I take out all the tools out of his car because I was so alarmed by seeing my tools inside of his car. I was like, oh my God. I was panicked. I set the tools on the pavement right there, and then I looked at my cell phone was dead. So I looked at him, I said, dude, you're going to jail. And then we kind of had a little scuffle, but that didn't work out too well for him. So then I ran over to the hotel, I called the police, and then, as you'll see in the video, in between me calling the police, he grabs 2 more tools, throws them over there, and then I confront him. Then after I get out of the hotel, I confront him in the street. He kind of attacks me a little bit. I punch him, you know. I didn't want to have to do that, but it's like, you're out stealing tools. What do you expect, you know what I mean?
Well, not only that, he attacked you.
Yeah, for sure. And I was like alarmed. It's 4 in the morning. This crazy guy out here stealing tools and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is insane.
Sure, and you got to be a little worried for yourself, because you never know if someone's got a gun or a knife or another kind of weapon.
you know, honestly, all I kept thinking about is I've been here 9 years, and I would just rather that he'd do it to me than one of my neighbors. And truthfully, like, I'm 40 years old, I can handle this situation, and I'm just glad that it was me. Because 9 times out of 10, construction guys like me, or even neighbors with tools, we wake up and our tools are gone. Well, not this time. I woke up in the middle of it, and it was great.
And saved the day. So he's been cuffed and stuffed and on his way downtown.
Yep. Orono police came here, they got him. Orono Long Lake cops, they came and got him, and yeah, he's downtown. And honestly, when people look at the video, I think that this guy's been stealing more stuff in the area. So if you've seen that car or you have an idea what's going on, I would probably put 2 and 2 together, and that might be the one who did it, because he lives right by here.
Wow, I gotta tell you, that's crazy. What a story. Couple of heroes here.
The dog. It's all about the dog.
You and your little buddy,
Yep.
who alerted. That's all he had to do was alert. And you know, you're a little frustrated telling him to shut up until you saw what was going on.
I was like, what is he doing? He's going crazy. I went out there, and then right when you see, in Long Lake, anybody that lives out here, if there's a vehicle in your driveway, you know it is not supposed to be there.
Absolutely. Well, tell you what, let's take a quick minute and look at some footage from the McDonald's across the way to see what really happened. Well, in this first clip, we can see the suspect and his car turning around as he's scoping the neighborhood out in order to go back and see what he can find at Epic Granite or the other businesses. Now, the second clip we're going to look at, where Travis is in the dark shirt, it certainly appears that the suspect is trying to get his keys back as they're duking it out. Now, these videos come from the McDonald's, their security camera, located right across the street from where this theft was taking place. Now, in the last video, we get to see Travis basically walk by this guy and go talk to the coppers. Well, there you have it, folks, up at Epic Granite. And we had a bunch of nefarious activity, and a bunch of businessmen were saved by action. Quite some action, as we saw on the videos. And I bet you have one thing to say to anyone else who's thinking of the same thing in this area.
Honestly, come here. If you're going to steal from Long Lake, come to my shop. I got what you're looking for.
There you go, folks. Turbine Guy, signing off.